There, we're almost there,
And you're live.
and we're live.
All right, y'all. Welcome into the Keisa and Joe show. Good morning. How everybody doing? Sorry, just a tad bit late. But you know, on the internet, you have a problem, and then there's nobody to fix it, right?
Let me, y'all. The internet has been kicking our tail this morning. But
Live locations.
Oh my goodness! But you know
Live
what?
locations.
Okay, I guess so, right?
Live locations.
Yeah, I guess so.
But we are always determined, and we have a great crew that's working behind the scenes to make sure we get up and running.
That's
so
right.
We
That's
appreciate
right.
it.
That's right.
How you doing this morning, Keisa?
I am doing.
Look at all fellas. Look at the niggas. Look at you. Look at what's going on. You're looking happy. You're looking radiant. God must be good.
He is good. Wait, did you all hear that?
God must be good.
Did y'all hear that? He is.
Okay.
That he is.
Hold on, you gonna be Candace Owens over here because what you put? God is good.
No, God is good. Look, you're gonna make it.
She supposed to say all the time. You Candace Owens over
Lord.
here.
I missed that. Try me again.
No. It's too late. We taking your black coat. You're not invited to the barbecue. That's all right. You're done, ma'am.
God is good.
You supposed to say all the time. All the time, God's good.
All the time, God is good.
See, we knew you. You knew
That's
you was
not,
bougie.
and let me just tell you something. That's just not in the black church. I go to a church which is very diverse,
Uh-huh.
and they know that saying in that church as well. So that's just not a.
Oh, ma'am, you
black
didn't.
saying.
But you didn't represent your church very well this morning.
I'm
So
just caught up in
I
all
think they
this
rubbed
stuff.
off on you. I'm just saying. How's the week been?
My week has been pretty good. It has been a full week.
Uh-huh.
But do you know something that I'm doing as well? Hey y'all, I'm really trying to step back. And you know, I have this conversation with you all the time. I am a life
Stepping
coach.
back.
Stepping back.
Stepping back from what? Oh, come on now. This is Wednesday morning, and you always talking about stepping back. What you stepping back from now?
So I am this person who, not necessarily any one thing. It's just in any particular thing. It's just I keep a lot of activity going.
Right.
And do you know? Here's the strange thing. I believe that when you start hearing things once and twice and three times, you need to pay attention.
Okay.
And so I've just been hearing a lot about how you can have all this activity and be doing all these things and not be productive.
Very
and
true.
You and I are really endeavoring to do some things in this podcasting space and in this online space. And you know, we talked very candidly about being at a place now where we're in our 50s. We're not in our 20s. So we're not trying to hit and miss. We want to be very specific. So just cutting back on just junk activities and making sure that we are doing some things that are just going to be productive. And to you all this morning, I want to say welcome in to the Keisa and Joe show, everyone. I don't even know if I introduced myself to him.
You probably did.
So good morning.
I don't think this microphone is charged up because it keeps going out.
Okay. You don't hear anything on that microphone? Hey, Rachel. Good morning. So I'm going to just go ahead and just tell you while we're kind of working through our technical online on location difficulties. Welcome in to the Keisa and Joe show. Rachel, good morning. Good to see you. For those of you who are on this morning, my Lord, my folks are here this morning.
Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? How everybody
this
doing?
Morning. Hey, good morning. Listen, we want you to stay tuned. This is Keisa Sharp. This is Mr. Joe Lockett. It's your boy Joe Lockett.
It's your boy Joe Lockett. How y'all doing?
Of the Joe Lockett Show.
That's me.
Listen, we're going to talk about it. And I want you to go ahead, since you all, oh my God, you all are coming in this morning. I want you all to give us your questions around relationship issues. Why does he always come back, ladies? Gentlemen, for my guy friends who are watching, why does he always come back? Joe, why does he always come back?
Who is he? I want to know who is. See, y'all, this is where y'all get on my nerve at. Seriously, ladies. Where all these cameras we got up here? All y'all get on my nerve talking about why does he always come back? The question is,
as he sips his drink, and do you all agree? I want to hear from you.
Let me cook for a second, man.
Go ahead and cook.
The question is, America. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, where y'all watching us, Twitch. Come on now. The question is this real, seriously.
Okay, I'm listening.
Why the hell y'all always take us back?
That's a great question, and I don't have an answer.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're saying, why do we come back? And I'm going to go out and say to the women, right? We come back because you allow me to come back, and I know I can. I know I can mess up, and you'll take me. You'll take me back at the end of the day.
That's not my DNA.
You would listen to my story.
Some
you will
women
forgive me. Some women will forgive me. and then we can keep it moving from there at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, why does he always come back? Because I think a lot of times women set the tone. Number one, that they miss us, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna throw a little red herring out there in the beginning.
A little bit to just kind of see.
We're gonna test the waters.
Hold on,
Sure.
y'all. He has already come out swinging. Okay, he's come out with his right uppercut.
Yeah.
So I need you all to come back, and I want to hear from you. Is that right? Is or is it wrong? Do men always come back? Number one, and number two, when they come back, ladies, do we always take them back? Do we allow that? I want to hear your comments as we get into the show, because we want to hear from you this morning what you're thinking. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
All right, guys, we're here this morning. It's Filter Coffee Parlor.
Yes.
Man, we're gonna be getting butterscotch. I'm getting butterscotch today. What you getting?
Same thing.
Okay, that butterscotch.
Salted caramel.
I don't
butterscotch is so
on
good.
Wednesdays. I do not drink coffee.
Yeah.
Until I come here,
That's-
because I drink coffee every morning, but I don't
really?
drink any. Yeah, I drink coffee every morning.
Okay.
But I don't drink any coffee till I come here on Wednesdays, because I want to get my butterscotch. If you guys ever come, make sure you get the butterscotch coffee.
It is so good.
Yeah,
They
salty,
make it
yes.
salted
Butterscotch.
butterscotch.
Yes.
Salted butterscotch. They make it in-house, y'all.
Yes.
It is phenomenal.
It's
I've
good.
had their quiche and all of that great all of
Yeah.
that great stuff too. But if you're looking for a great spot on the Birmingham South Side, we come here every Wednesday. They're great folks. The owner here is great people, his staff. Come hang out. You can't miss it. It's right in the heart of the South Side where the fountain is here. Filter Coffee Parlor. It's our spot that we shoot, and we're live with the Joe Lockett Show. What's going on in your life?
But guess what? Now next week we gotta let the people know who's coming.
Oh, come on,
I got a surprise guest. I ain't even tell you who he was.
Who?
We got surprise guests coming up next week.
Yeah, so you all want to tune in 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And the way you help us this morning, like and share the broadcast. That's all we're asking you to do this morning. Like and share for the viewers. Keisa Sharp. For those of Joe Lockett, like and share the broadcast. I'm listening.
You want to know who coming?
I do.
It's somebody. It's somebody you know.
Someone I know.
It's somebody that you know, and they are waiting to see you.
They're waiting to see you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm excited about that.
You want to know who it is?
Yeah, I do. Can you tell us?
The one and only Mr. Art Franklin.
Oh, man.
Art Franklin will be right here next week.
Does Art Franklin know we talk about relationships?
Yes. He watches the show. He's a big fan of the show.
Oh,
and
man.
Art Franklin, if y'all know who he is locally in Birmingham, everybody in Birmingham knows who's
He's
the great.
newscaster legend.
No,
Art
see,
Franklin.
I'm not coming next week. I'm not going to come. Let me tell you
Just
why.
leave me and Art to do the thing.
No. Because when you're sitting here next to Art Franklin with that great voice of his, and he's going to talk to you like, Joe, listen, his voice.
Oh gosh.
The Art Franklin voice.
Art Franklin.
Yes,
No.
will be in the building next week, y'all.
He is no longer on the local news, but if you know news in the Birmingham area, in the Magic City, Art Franklin is going to be on live next week.
Yes.
And we're going to talk relationships and everything else. Love Art Franklin like family.
He
Love
told
Art.
you, he said, I see you. He said, that's my girl.
Yeah.
So how do you know Art Franklin? How do you know him?
Just from professional, we have never worked together. My background is that I work, and Tammy, I see you. Good morning. I see your comment. I'm gonna post your comment in just a moment. She chimed in already on what you were talking about a little earlier.
Okay.
But I know Art Franklin. My background is that I work. Joe is a radio broadcaster, former television broadcaster, worked at ABC 3340, and we were just professional colleagues. We've never worked together.
Mm-hmm.
We've always worked at different stations. And when I came to Birmingham back in 1996, which was a long time ago, Art Franklin was actually at WBRC. And then Art actually left, and he came back in sort of the second iteration of his broadcasting career, and he was at CBS 42.
Yes.
But again, we were worked all around each other, but just have professional love for one another and professional respect for one another. And there's never been a crossword, never any jealousy, but just like, love.
I got a story
love.
to tell
Okay.
next week about Art Franklin.
Okay, do tell.
I'm going to call in to the show
Mhm.
because I don't want to sit next to Art
You're
Franklin.
not going to sit here. Are you being serious?
I don't want to sit here because he's going to make me look bad.
No, he won't.
Art going to come in his suit,
Gonna be dapper.
Art,
Because doesn't he have a lot of ties?
yes.
Yeah, he has
He
a lot of
got
ties.
his own tire collection, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to be here on the show next week.
Legendary.
Oh,
Art
definitely,
Franklin.
definitely.
Wednesday. So go ahead and mark it on your calendar.
Yes, mark it, lock it in, y'all. Make sure y'all
Yeah.
lock it in, and make sure y'all can come on down if y'all want to get his autograph. Talk with me. He'll be here
Yes.
For a period of time. So come on down to the Filter Coffee Polish Shop next week. Art Franklin will be in the building.
Yes.
Super excited.
Super excited about that. Thank you so much for sharing.
I'm a little nervous.
Don't be.
Because now I'm sitting between the two newscasters and a radio talk show. I ain't scared of y'all.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
So in the news, really quickly, have you heard what's going on in the news lately? What's been going on?
Do tell.
Because we're not talking about P. Diddy, but what I do want to talk about is the women in the WNBA. Have you heard about that?
I haven't.
So
you're a sports guy, so you
I'm
follow
really,
this.
I follow sports, but I don't. But I
Okay.
think a lot of people are talking about the Caitlin Clark, Angela Reed situation where these women were phenomenal in college, and now they have joined. They've gone to the NBA. They've been drafted to the NBA. I think Caitlin Clark went first, and I think Angela Reed actually went seventh. And they was been competitors throughout the years. Like Angela Reed, I think she won maybe one. If y'all chime in, let me know if I'm correct or not. I think Angela Reed won 1 or 2 championships. I know they didn't lose. I know they didn't win this year. I think they won last year. Caitlin Clark, she actually went first this year. Here's the kicker.
Okay.
People didn't realize this for whatever reason in the sports world, but the NBA salaries are, they make millions. So you think if you go into the WNBA,
you would make
millions. Or hundreds of thousands, right?
Yeah.
People are surprised that the money that the women are making, that you might well say they're like salary workers compared to what the being in the NBA is making. But here's the thing that I see. People have been talking, the women has been talking about this for years, right? But they don't have the viewership. They don't have a lot of people watching basketball, watching the WNBA. This year, because of those young, fabulous young ladies, they've now gotten the eyeballs and the eardrums on the sport. So now they got endorsement deals and things are coming.
Yeah.
People get mad when I say this, Keisa,
but
I'm gonna be really honest here. Caitlin Clark right now, the young lady, scored, I think she got about 30 a game in her career. It's because of her and what Angela Reese has done to bring the eyeballs and eardrums to television and to the internet. But this is the other part people don't want to talk about. Caitlin Clark is white.
She's not a brown skin sister.
And
she's
so,
a light skin
because
sister.
sisters, you got a lot of black women that already been, and it's nothing, this is not a knock, this is just business.
Sure.
But you got a lot of black women that been at the top of their game going into the WNBA from college. You never got the eyeballs and the eardrums
On it before.
like they have now, right? But because you have a white lady, right? That you're not, it's different.
Yeah.
She's that unicorn, right?
Yeah.
And now she's coming. Now she's bringing endorsements with us. And like I said, I'm happy for the young ladies.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for the sport.
Yeah.
But I want people to understand, when you look at it, that's business. Angela Reese, she came in with her style, did her thing, you know what I'm saying? And she made a ruckus on some good things and mostly good things. And then, media try to get on some bad stuff, but she weathered the storm. But I'm very proud of all the women who actually got made it to the WNBA. They got drafted right now. And I'm so happy to see that women, and now the conversation is being had that these women need to be making more money.
Okay.
But I want people to understand seriously, right? That look at why things happen, right? And it's okay if it's a white woman bringing more money to the WNBA, because guess what? She did it, but everybody's going to benefit from it.
Okay.
So everybody, I think
some sisters are going to take you to task on that.
I don't give a damn about them taking me to task. I'm just being honest, because listen, the sisters were doing the game, but they wasn't getting the eyeballs and the eardrums for whatever reason. It wasn't happening, and they got some phenomenal people that came before the Caitlin Clarks.
But that decision, let me interject here.
Sure.
That decision is not left up to the sisters, and that's
exactly
where, that's where the anger is. The anger or the frustration can be you're putting in the work, but you're not getting eyeballs. But
right.
And I'm just saying they'll take you to task on that to say, well, we've been the ones who've been doing the work, but now all of a sudden, you know. So I'm not saying that I'm not arguing, because I'm with you, and that yes, as she's come along, it helps the sport as a whole. But I'm saying I do understand, the other side of that coin as well. That they would be frustrated, that they hadn't gotten the attention.
Okay,
before.
so for anybody want to come in at me and come at me hard, let me say this real quick.
Yes.
I was at a white radio station.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I first started out in this business.
Sure.
Didn't nobody ever think I was gonna make it. Right. I had to make a name for myself in the white audience.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I had to bite my tongue on some things. I had to learn how to do things. That's just life.
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who the messenger is. If you're good at what you do, you're going to make
from
through it.
it.
And sometimes it's season, sometimes it's timing.
Sure,
This time it was for Caitlin Clark.
I got
And
you.
like I said, everybody's going to benefit from it. And what I love about the way she handles herself, she knows the game,
Hmm.
but she honors every woman before her for opening up the door so she could do this here. So she to me is a phenomenal person. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, like I said, everybody in the draft class that made it in WNBA, number one, to get from high school, college, and then make it to the W and go professional, man,
That's pretty huge.
that is huge
That's
for
pretty
women.
huge. Either
So
way.
congratulations to all the women. But I thought it was a great news story because there's such a disparity in the salaries between women from the WNBA to the NBA.
Let me give you a little bit of local news. I
Sure.
always try to encourage and promote. We've got some great talent and great things happening in Birmingham. I am pro Birmingham. I am a Montgomery native, but I am pro Birmingham. And each week we endeavor to provide you some great news through the Birmingham Times. We just happen to have a few copies here. Birmingham Times here.
Okay.
Happen to have a few copies here at Filter Coffee Parlor, but you can find them all over the city. In which we cover. And on this week's cover, this gentleman right here, you may or may not know him. He is a bobsledder
Okay.
from the Bessemer community.
A bobsledder.
Yes, sir. Ever heard of that?
Ain't no snow in Belmont.
Nephew said from Bethel,
Ain't no snow in Belmont.
but that's the great thing. People are doing these great things here in the community of Birmingham and the Birmingham metro area. So there's no snow in Bessemer.
No
And
snow.
you know,
It's a
and
snow
you
in
know the other
Alabama.
person exactly. And you know the person that we think about prior to him, Vanetta. Why am I pausing on her last name? The bobsledder who won gold. She
I
was a
don't know.
former church member of mine. You don't remember her? I'm
I
gonna have to
remember her,
look
but
that up. Look that
I
up.
don't know her name, so I'm not going to say a lie to you.
Great story bobsledder out of the Bessemer community. Pick up a copy of the
Congratulations, big
Birmingham
dog.
Times to see his story and to learn more about his story.
Mhm.
And just another thing that I wanted to say locally, some great things going on in Birmingham. Before we get to our hot topic, we're coming back to it. Why do men always come back, ladies and gentlemen? The second thing I wanted to share. I don't know if you know if this is a thing or not. If you know this is a thing, but there are some people who, when they go to events, concerts, and shows at different arenas, because of sensory sensitivities,
Mhm.
they're not able to handle that.
Okay.
So because it's something that is not diagnosed or not talked about in our community, people suffer in silence. So you may even have friends who deal with these sensory sensitivities, being sensitive to loud smells or loud noises and different things like that. So they avoid crowds. Okay. So to combat that or to help bring a solution, there's this local organization in Birmingham, been here for 10 years. Two doctors created what's called Culture City. I want you to go to birminghamtimes.com for a little more on it, or just Google Culture City. And what they've created are sensory rooms at different places around Birmingham, because there's some people who cannot handle loud noises, loud crowds. It startles them. Okay. So that room, if you go in that room, it's a space, it's dedicated to a Birmingham Boutwell Auditorium employee, Tamika Hall. She died last year. She was a beloved person. If you hosted an event at the Boutwell, you knew Tamika. But you go in that room and it provides a sense of calm. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Yes, there are people who are on the autism spectrum, or people who deal with anxiety or social phobias, and they just can't handle the crowd. So those people who have not been able, and I don't mean to say it that way, but I'm saying people who have suffered from that in silence, they call it like a silent disease. And the doctors actually created these items, the sensory rooms, and they actually have sensory bags. So you can get a weighted laptop blanket, because people who deal with those sensory sensitivities, they need things to calm them down, earphones to block out the noise and different things. But they have a 16-year-old son who's on the autism spectrum. So they said that's where their journey began. And they're actually pushing to make Birmingham a leader in the world in terms of tackling and helping people overcome sensory sensitivities. They're highly acclaimed, and the work that they're doing is phenomenal. So is that not just kind of like a cool story?
Yeah.
So I want you to check that out. If you go to the Boutwell, they also have a sensory room, actually two at the BJCC. and they have one that's at Protective Stadium. Again, think large crowds, concerts, games. It could be sensory overload for some people. So you go in that room and it provides a whole bunch of calm for people who just need a minute.
So I want to move away from that spectrum. Okay?
Good. Oh,
No,
let's go.
no. I'm saying, but I want to meet the doctors if I can. Because the reason why I'm saying this because I want to move away from what we just talked about.
Yeah.
I want to talk about me.
Okay.
I wonder what they would diagnose me with.
Nephew, you have any?
So, but I want to make sure everybody what I heard what
No,
I said.
I
I want
see everybody passing by here, so I'll just speak because we're
So, but I want everybody to understand. I said I want to move away from that, and I want to focus on me now, okay? Because I don't want nobody to think I'm saying anything I'm saying about me. So I want the doctors to come onto the show.
I should call.
And-
I should text him.
Yeah, you
Right,
should text him.
I have the image,
Right.
the number for him and his
but
wife. I
but
should
I
text
love
them.
I'd love for them to come over and diagnose me and see what kind of room I would have.
Dr. Maha,
Yeah.
can you please, Dr. Maha?
You know what I'm saying? But what kind of room would be good for me?
Can, nephew, you have any answers to that question? I don't want to go there.
But seriously, what kind of room would be good for the JOE? You know what I mean?
Huh?
What ain't no
There
room good
is
for
no,
me?
no, there is no help. Well, I do think a room would be good for him. We could put him in a room, and we could close the door,
Straight jacket.
put a straight jacket
Make
on.
sure it's got cotton on the walls. You don't want him hurting himself.
You don't want him hurting himself. Put cotton on the walls. Put him on some sunglasses, and have a large screen in there.
Cover his mouth.
He might swab. So cover his mouth and put a screen up.
Well, with friends like y'all, I don't need no enemies. Good
Put a
God.
screen up of
Wow.
calming, sedative music. That
Wow.
probably would annoy him to all get out.
Wow.
He can't say anything. He has to have tape over his mouth and have to sit still. Are your folks talking to us and you're not saying anything?
I'm not for sure. I was making sure because I wasn't sure if they still hearing, but I guess we'll just hear.
So,
Well, because I got both of them,
They probably getting everything else.
but they couldn't catch everything here. Let's see how it works out. All right.
and I want to make sure I acknowledge some folks who are on. So we are
Go ahead.
at the bottom of the hour at 10:30 and want to encourage you. So,
Here
ladies
you
and
are.
gentlemen, I'm looking from my camera here to Joe's camera here and here,
Yeah.
and my computer right here. So if you see me going all
We got a
around,
lot of cameras
panning,
everywhere.
yeah, we have cameras everywhere. So
Technology.
we're not ignoring you. But
Technology.
we're just trying to make this show happen. So again, the way you support us here with Keisa and Joe is you can like and share the broadcast on my particular channel to my folks who are out there. Hey y'all, hey. And to Joe's folks who are out there as well. I want to say good
Yes.
morning and thank you for tuning in as well. And remember again, like, share the broadcast. So now let me get to a couple of my folks and let me speak, Joe. So we have
Sure.
Rachel who told us good morning.
Morning,
I
Rachel.
think our coffee is here. Before we do that, is our coffee? Is this
Morning.
coffee? Hey.
This is the owner. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about the coffee shop real quick.
Hey everyone, good morning. We're at Filter Coffee Parlor.
1, 2, 3.
Glad to have Joe and Keisa here on Wednesday mornings.
Thank
You got your salted butterscotch there, guys.
Thank
Got your milkadamia as requested. And, hope you all enjoy.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, man, this coffee, let me know how good. Man, let me tell you something. This stuff here make you want to slap your mom, but don't do that, okay?
Thank you, Joe.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much,
All right.
Joe. Oh my gosh.
I've been waiting for this all morning.
Yeah, this is like the one time I get to enjoy coffee during the week, y'all.
I mean, but it got a little
Filter.
salty taste to it,
yeah.
but it's
That
butterscotch
butterscotch.
and coffee. It is really, really good.
And for those of
Can
you
y'all see this? I don't know if y'all can see that.
too who are observing vegan options, vegetarian options, or whatever, I have actually
This
the
is so good.
macadamia nut option. Joe has the regular milk. I have
Yes.
macadamia nut. So
This is
Filter
like
Coffee
so
Parlor.
good. Yeah.
I want to speak to the folks because they have been hanging
Sure.
on patiently
Let's
here.
get it. Okay.
So Rachel said good morning. We're
Good
getting
morning,
to
Rachel.
our topic starting now. Why do they always come back? Why do men always come back?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you heard Joe's monologue at the top of the broadcast, but he said, and I want you to look carefully at my eyes, okay? He said that women, why do you always take us back?
That's
So,
right.
ladies, do we always take them back? And I want you again to look at my eyes. I want you to look very closely. Okay. He says we always take them back. Is that true? Hold on before you answer. Tammy, my faithful Tammy, my beautiful friend out of Tennessee. I wouldn't take you back after disrespect is done. Boom. Tammy says,
Uh-huh.
I'm with you, Tammy. I'm with you on that. Unlanders, Lanny Joseph. Hi, and I hope I'm pronouncing your
That's
name
Lady
correctly.
J. Her nickname is Lady J.
Hey, Lady J. How are you doing? So good to see you. Oh, and listen who else is on. Look at who else is on. Tony Wilson Pierce.
That's my baby.
Hey.
There goes my baby.
We love Tony. We love Tony.
Yeah, that's my baby right there.
Hey, Tony. Who else? Hey, Omar, how are you doing? Good morning from Echo Highlands. Hey,
What's
good
up,
to
dog?
see you. And Miss Erica. Now, what did Miss Erica say? Men attempt to come back, but I have never spent the block. Go ahead on, Erica. I do not spin the block. Well, actually, that is a tale. I spent the block one time. I'm going to talk about it in just a minute. And it was a mistake. Hey, they're talking this morning. Lady J says, hell no. Now, we don't spin the block, do we, Lady J? Once gone. I tried it one time, and I'll tell you about my experience. Hey, Tony. And Lady J. And then we have Darren on here, my buddy Darren. Hey, Darren. Good morning. Good morning. So Darren is pretty vocal too. And if Darren has an opportunity to talk, you would talk with him as well. Darren, do men always come back, or is that just sort of theory? So Joel, I will say, I think it depends on the situation. I have out of the people I've dated in my 50 years in relationships, I have actually allowed a guy to come back one time, and it still didn't work. It didn't work in my situation, and it's no criticism for the person. Maybe it's just where we were, but it didn't work. Now here's the deal. I think when there's genuine love there, I think you owe it to that person to at least give them an opportunity. If that's so inclined in your heart. And I guess I would say too, maybe that's a little wrong to say that because it depends on your personality. Some people have it in their personality where they say, I'm gonna give you another chance because there's genuine love there. So I'm gonna give you another chance. But there are other people who say, nah, me, if it's genuine love there, I may very well give that person another chance. But
Go ahead.
most times
keep digging this hole. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep digging this hole, please.
I'm going to my friends right here.
No. Don't let your friends help you out because I want you to keep digging this hole right now.
Okay, but no. And this is verified.
Sure.
Tony says, I believe in second chances sometimes. It depends on why we broke up before, but typically not. That's what I said in a nutshell. It depends on the circumstances. You give a person an opportunity, but you don't have a second opportunity to waste my time. You get cut quicker the second time around if I'm so inclined. Oh, Lord, they're talking this morning. But Tony says every situation is different, and we are not all perfect, and people do change. Come on, girlfriend. That's all I was saying while you're trying to get on me. I got some help this morning. Lady J, not in my personality for you to come back. Not really in mine either, Lady J. And here goes Darren. Darren said it depends on the woman. If she was a good woman and he messed up, he will come back. But if she was not worth it, he won't.
There you go. Thanks, bro. Because here's the thing.
So y'all are saying, so what you guys are saying is men don't always come back? Is that what y'all are saying?
Listen, we come back for one or two reasons, right? Real talk.
We do know what you, intimacy, sex.
That's one, right? But sometimes we do realize, very few of us do, but sometimes we do realize that we probably have made a mistake.
Okay.
And we want to come back and do the right thing.
Okay.
But I would say most time when a man does that, he's the older guy. The younger guys are coming back probably more so because for an intimate moment with you, right?
Gotcha.
To hit once or twice. And here's the thing about it though. I don't like to go back because what broke us in the beginning, you're not going to fix it in a couple of weeks or a month.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's the big issue right there.
For me, because
That's the big issue.
one of my good friends, she's no longer with us, right? And I steal this phrase from her. But she told my friend that she was married to. They went back and forth, they were married, and their marriage, was kind of rocky throughout the tenure, right? She said, our marriage is like a vase that has been broken a few times, and we put it back with glue, with super glue. She said, but each time pressure is applied, it breaks in the same space, right? She said, so no matter how many times we come back, we would never ever work, because when pressure is applied, think about it. When you left a person, if you didn't leave a person because of long distance, if you left them for a reason, 9 times out of 10, the reason y'all are getting back, y'all gonna break up for the same reason again. And y'all, when I say this place is famous, we have a person that can stop by. We're gonna bring on the show in a minute.
You should know who she is by the fact that I just bust out laughing.
Listen, this lady right here is hold on, we're just gonna bring her on the show. Come on, we need to bring her on the show. Let's go ahead and bring her on the show.
We go.
Hey, go ahead. Hey, bring another chair over here. Bring another chair over
Come
here.
over here to disrupt the show.
Man, we're gonna bring you on the show, man. Come on in.
I wasn't trying to disrupt the
Shit,
show.
I'm about to study you. How's it going?
It's good. How are we doing? I wasn't trying to disrupt the show.
Come on over.
I'm glad I took a bath today.
I'm glad you did, because if you front, you know I tell you.
Yeah. I should have Febreze today.
No, you good, sis. You good.
Is it
Nip,
camera
nip,
okay?
nip. That what you got. You good.
Okay.
Let me make sure I got my skinny side of the
Okay, right. You and me both. Y'all, funny story. Comedian Joy. I know that you all know Comedian Joy. If we go back, what now? I know. Look, these two are the besties here, right here. These are the business besties. Okay. Joy and I go back way back to Montgomery,
Yes.
Alabama.
Like what, 1995?
1995.
Yeah.
It was my second job in television news, and Cassandra, Comedian Joy, was my producer back then. And fun times.
Yeah, and she was my babysitter.
And I had your babysitter. I used to keep your daughter.
Yes,
Just about-
before the newscast.
Before the newscast. The Lord did not bless Keisa with children, but Lord, I have kept so many children. But yes,
Well,
we
I'm
go
still
back.
available to be adopted.
Now you're doing pretty well. I need to come catch a ride with you
You
on one of your
bus.
tours.
You can drive the bus.
Girl, no, and crash somewhere.
No. We can drive with Joe. He could be the bodyguard with all the muscles.
Why don't we adopt Joe and nephew to drive, and you and I sit there and entertain people with how we
Now
laugh at
that's a
each
good
other?
idea. That's a good idea.
Or Bosch too. When Christmas comes around, we can put him on his
Yeah,
food
school
stamp.
Santa.
Look
That's
at
right.
Joe. Are we ignoring him? Sorry. Okay,
That's
we're
fine.
back.
No,
See, but I think they want to be on there to see Joe with his shirt all unbuttoned and stuff.
Girl, you know it, and flirt with him.
Exactly. Oh, we could pimp Joe on the bus.
wow.
You know, you play
Hey,
I second that.
you say, hey, put Joe on the show, and then we can
Wow.
for an opportunity to come on, you pay your regular fee and pay a little extra.
to see Joe.
Just see Joe.
True.
He would
hold on.
unbutton
And
and
then he
extra
can
button.
But this
unbutton.
America, true story. If y'all don't know, this is my good friend, my sister, comedian Joy, and we was on radio together, TV, all this other stuff, right? But real quick,
Comedian Joy.
true story. She got her first bus because now she's the person who got all the luxury buses in
Look,
Birmingham.
and travels all over,
All
too.
over
I
the
see you
world.
with your travel.
Yes, I'm out
Yeah.
here Monday.
Yeah, she travels all over the world. She
Long way
stays
from
gone. Where you going
Montgomery,
there?
actually out at Lower Alabama.
Yes,
And
that's
Montgomery,
right.
long way
That's
to
right.
across the world.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I don't have the nerve to travel all over the world.
Oh,
just
yes,
yet.
you do. Yes, you do. You
You
can
think
do it.
so?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
No.
Go ahead.
Now, let me tell you the story really quickly, right?
What, do I need to unbutton my shirt?
No.
I'm just asking.
No, but seriously, when she got ready to get her first bus, it had a stripper pole on it.
My God.
Her first bus from your first bus,
Yes.
right? She tried to get me to come on the bus to be a stripper for her guests.
It was the dance move.
She should have.
Yeah. He
She
showed me
wanted me to
the
come on her
Should
bus.
have.
She's been trying to pimp me out since we've been together. Real
I
talk.
think you would be huge though. People like your bald head. They like your
Listen,
your
why are you
beard.
sounding like her?
Your tight shirt,
Your
your
tight
shirt all
shirt.
unbuttoned,
Would you
your
just
shiny
give it a
head.
little flash?
I was married at the time.
You're not now.
Well, you're not married now.
You're not now.
We trying to make some
We're
views.
trying to make some
Yes.
money. We have a goal
Yeah,
of
we're
1
gonna talk
million
about
views.
this. How many of y'all want to come see Joe with his shirt unbuttoned all the way?
Right.
You want
Nobody.
to see the neighbors?
Right.
Nobody.
Whether it's an innie or an outie,
I
we
know,
want
right?
to see.
Yeah, that's next week's topic. What kind of neighbor Joe has? At least we can see yours. You can't see
Get your
mine.
ass off our show. Take your ass home, man. I'm tired of you. This. Get your ass out of here. I'm done with
Wait, if I had your body, I'd be on the bus, nigga.
Okay, right. Okay, right. Shaking a little something.
Yeah.
He thought he wanted us to be on here
you.
together. He just didn't know.
I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm sorry I
We're
invited
trying to
you.
help you out. Hey,
Yeah,
look
That
what
was,
we have here.
this is what she said.
Oh,
Go ahead.
look, Tony said, "Hey, Joy."
Hey, Tony.
And yes, I was in Montgomery, Omar, and Nicole. I want to get to your comment because, baby, you have been waiting patiently. Hey, there's one of the neighborhood presidents who's coming in to enjoy coffee. Women take men back for many reasons. First, we realize we are outnumbered and are realistic. Second, hey, sir, good morning. Neighborhood president, how you doing? Hey, good morning. Third, it just may be real love. The Bible says love will cover a multitude of sins. I love that. That's fair. And I certainly don't want to get off our topic because we're talking about getting Joe on the bus to do a little.
No, we don't need to talk about that anymore because I'm not.
Little
That's
striptease
not
for
happening.
Oh, it's gonna happen next
No,
week.
no, it's not happening. Joe, hey,
First of the month when them checks drop. Oh yeah, that's when you. Cash App, Venmo, EBT, WIC, all of them.
We take it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we're gonna get them kids summer lunch program.
Okay.
Through
Right.
Joe, it's gonna be a fundraiser.
Yes.
Okay, so back on topic today for the Keisa and Joe show.
We got the backpack coming up. That's how we're gonna raise money for backpacks through you, man.
Backpack and tank tops.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one right there. That's a good one.
Backpacks and tank tops.
I
Backpack
like
and
that.
tank tops.
I like that.
Featuring Miss It's your boy Joe. Like it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey
we don't
man,
like
you know,
to shake
but
the
you
shit.
know something? It's all for the kids.
Yeah.
It's all for the kids.
That's how we got little kids.
Joe
Because
love
somebody
the
had their
kids.
shirt off.
But here's a quick story before we get back into the show. Y'all, you wanna know how I met her?
How?
In the casket.
Oh Lord, I wasn't in the casket.
I met her in the casket.
What?
Wait, were
Yeah.
you in the casket?
No, you were.
No, I'm not dead.
I met her in a casket. When I first met her, I was a contractor, and she was on the front of Jet magazine. She got a cover on it. She was on the front of Jet magazine. Seriously, this is true. True story.
You Jet magazine?
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
in Jet
No.
magazine.
What was it? Jet? Was it no? It's Jet Ed.
I
Ebony.
was on the cover of Essence. I was
Essence. Okay. Essence.
inside
Okay.
Essence.
Okay. Well,
I'll
well,
take Jet.
no, it was one of them. I knew it was a black magazine, but she was in one of those big magazines, right? So I had seen her, right?
Mhm.
I see her. We had this career day. Was at one of the schools in Birmingham,
Mhm.
right? And I didn't know who the hell she was.
Mhm.
She was running cracking up all the kids. Well, one of the careers there was a guy that was a mortician,
Mhm.
teaching people how to to be a mortician and start their own business, right? I didn't know her. She's getting the kids to get them to go get in the casket and see if they want to take pictures.
I didn't think they was gonna do it for real. And that instructor was like, "No, not those kids." I'm like,
So she's literally coercing
You
kids.
told the kids to
"No,
Yes.
put it in the casket. The casket was up and open."
Yes.
I didn't think they
This
was
is how
gonna
I
do
first
it.
met her. And she like, I was just joking.
They was headed
They-
that
they
way.
was about to go
And
do
the
it.
instructor was like, "No, not those kids."
Oh, okay.
My bad.
I mean, you were just trying to get them some hands-on
Yeah,
learning experience.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
you
I
right.
don't know what
I understand.
My
Yeah.
good friend comedian
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
My good
I
friend
get
comedian
it.
Joe.
Yeah.
So back to the topic. So
Okay.
y'all stupid. So why do
They didn't know what
men
they were gonna get
always
with
come
us.
back?
Why do they always come back, Joy? And do they always come back?
Not always,
Mhm.
right? Depending on, are we talking about married people or single people?
Both.
just
Both.
Both. Both.
So sometimes you have to maybe leave to realize what you have was good at the house.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you get tired of that same fried chicken.
Yeah.
You think somebody else got some good chicken, and you go out there and be like, "This chicken is greasy. It ain't got no flavor. I want to come back."
Yeah.
And then there's sometimes that I have seen some people, they just have this addiction and they like toxic behaviors. Because if it's a great relationship, nobody's gonna be leaving and coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I've seen on social media, not my personal experience, they be laying the pipe good, you know.
You mean like people leave to go get somebody who's laying the pipe good to them? Or
Yeah,
no, you
or
said
the
they come
person
back.
that they were with, they just can't seem to let go because the pipe was good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they come. Oh, okay.
They come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
They come back for that pipe. I've actually heard a married woman say that before. Like, and this was years ago. She was a coworker, and she said basically, she said, well, we have some problems. She's like, but the sex is good, and she was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that anywhere else, so I'm gonna stay, even though I know our relationship is not good.
So is that a? So let me ask you, ladies, is that a reason for you to stay after you get to a certain age because you're comfortable?
Not for you.
No, because you're gonna spend more time out of the bed than you do in the bed.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, you're gonna get on my nerves if we just interacting. I want somebody who I enjoy being with like all the time.
Yeah.
And then the pipe is a bonus.
Yeah, I agree.
Have
with
you
that.
ever taken a man back?
You know.
Yeah,
Probably
you have.
once.
Yeah, you have.
See, I think all of
Probably
us.
once, yeah.
I think all of us have considered it.
Right.
Even if you know that person, it may not have been the best person. You consider it
Right.
if it was love there at one time, don't
Right.
you think?
Exactly.
You consider
Because
it.
you just want to be sure,
You
hey,
wanna be
I've
sure.
turned over all the cards and
Be
this
sure
is
what
the
the.
right
Okay, this is what I don't understand because I hear people say
100%
that.
no, like Jackson said, no.
I hear women say, I want to be sure. What do women need to be sure about? Because when I come back as a man,
Mhm.
I'm already knowing 9 times out of 10 that if I'm trying to stay or if I'm just trying to smash, I'm sure either way I'm going.
Mhm.
What do y'all think y'all need to be sure of when y'all are taking us back?
That you aren't genuinely interested in making a change. And I say this because there are other couples, I think, and not think, I know, there are other couples who he genuinely needed that wake-up call to make a change. Now listen, that may not be you, but
No,
there
no,
are
no, no.
people who
I
may
think
be
women
watching,
lying.
or either if you're not, and y'all let me know if I'm out here by myself on this, but I believe that there are people, and I know people who said, you know what, we went through a rough patch, okay? But you know, we separated. The president of the freaking United States, Barack Obama, and Michelle Obama went through a rough patch, and I thought she said they separated.
2
I might
years.
be wrong.
They didn't separate, but they had a bad work
They
back
had a-
about
they
10
had a
years.
rough-
10 years.
She said 10 years. She said she didn't like
Everybody, a lot of couples go through that as you're on the journey to become one. So I don't know that I'm going to throw a person away, you know, because of bad behavior. I'm going to see if it's there. Now, if it's just egg on my face, like, oh, you asked, what do we need to see? Change behavior.
That's it.
Or even, and let me just even say this. Let me do a deep dive. You can't see change behavior in 2 weeks or a month, unfortunately. But the important thing for me is not just change behavior, but either a plan to change or either a realization and a communication that I know this is goofed up. I would like for us to work on this, and let's do this. A communication toward change to see that you recognize why I left and that you're honestly going to work toward it.
So you're saying, well, because you guys already know, do we need to ask y'all, look, are we gonna work this out, or are you just here for what?
Okay, so I'm gonna say this for the younger generation and the older generation, right?
No,
That's
I
watching
was
our
just
show.
asking you a question.
When it comes to taking somebody back, if they're serious about coming back, and I'm just being really honest here,
Yeah,
this is what I see a lot of folks do, especially the first night y'all get back, y'all smash it.
of course.
So
Of
we're
course.
coming back for the wrong thing. Because now you're getting that out the way because you got, you know, let's just be honest, you got that want.
Yeah.
Because we, you know, I want to be nice, but you got that want.
Right.
If you really want to come back, that should be the last.
I agree.
You need to fix.
I agree.
You need to work on what you got going on first before we get to dessert. See, you jump straight to dessert, then when you get back to the main course, you got the same problem.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? You
I
go
agree
back.
with
What
you
we do when people go back, men and women, it's because you're comfortable. You want them to go do something, or you want to do something really quickly, right? And you're hoping that that one night gonna change the spark because you miss them and they miss you. And most time, if you're in love with somebody, you're gonna miss them. But I'm just being honest. At some point, you got to realize, y'all and men and women, we gotta stop lying to ourselves. You taking your ass back for a specific reason. You taking them back for a specific reason in hopes of maybe that something will change, but you know that it won't.
Mhm.
The man knows it, and you know it too. So I want everybody to stop lying. To say, hey, I won't do what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you later. But don't try to come back and fix it because fixing is not in the bed. You can't fix the bedroom was never broke. So why do you start there?
Yeah, but I hear you. But I think that's just one. I think that's just one example.
Okay.
I think if we lump everything into one example or say everyone is guilty of that, I think we do ourselves a disservice. People, we go into a relationship and we understand that it's no cookie cutter. I mean, there are people for goodness sake who have had sex on the first night that they met each other. Let's just gloves off. Let's just be adults here. There are people who have had sex on the first night of meeting each other, and they've been together for 30 years, or they stayed together, married their whole entire life.
Unicorns.
Because at the end, yes, but relationships are not about these perfect set of circumstances. I believe it's about two individuals who are willing to be mature in spite of all that other junk and say, listen, I want to be with you because.
So no, but I'm gonna chime in real quick for both of y'all. I understand what you're saying, and I'm agreeing with you 100% on what you're saying. Why don't we work it out then? Why did I have to leave? Why did you have to leave?
Immaturity,
But
stubbornness, and you really want to know the root of all of it?
sure,
Selfishness.
okay.
Having a me first attitude in a relationship. Selfishness is the root. Selfishness and pride, the root of a lot of relationship issues. If you go into a relationship thinking, I've been guilty of it. If you want a relationship thinking, okay, what do you know, and having this collaborative versus this me first idea, most times it'll work. We were in a ministry. We attended a church for years where our pastor was very open about how he spent 10 years with his wife, and they despised each other. But they've been together for has to be over 30 years now, over 30, probably 40 years, and they have a beautiful marriage on this end. So, and then I've heard someone, a former radio broadcaster who has his own talk show, who says that it takes about 10 years for couples really to get to know one another and to work through things. But do they? Did you hear that too,
I agree with
nephew?
it. And
And I'm
you know
looking
something,
at him right now.
and
He said
I
it.
think that's a smart son of a, you know what I'm saying? I think he's smart.
Joe, I do too.
You know what I'm saying? But
Joe Lockett said,
I've never made 10, number one.
I haven't
Okay. So
real talk.
I made 5 and I made 7, but so I've never made 10. But I do believe it take you 10,000 hours or 10 years to master something. But I think most people would not take the time to get through it because we want the cookie cutter process. We get tired along the way. And about 6 or 7 years, since you know this, we all cop out.
And also because we evolve. So if you're talking about getting married in your younger years, you're evolved. You're still trying to figure out what you want to do. You're trying to figure out how to make money. You're trying to figure out how to pay bills and how to live life together. And sometimes I think through just life, people grow apart for whatever reason. They may feel like, you know what, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of picking up your stinking drawers. I'm tired of following in the toilet. Just any old thing that they may get sick of.
You know, I'm thinking about
Or
this.
they may not even feel like they're being heard.
What if there was a rule? And I'm just asking social media, y'all post in the comments here, follow us on the Keisa and Joe show. What if there was a rule that you need to stay married for
Like
10
a driver's
years?
license?
Yes, for 10 years. There's no divorce.
Like global.
It would cut that. You know,
Dude, I think that would cut down.
I saw a video about that. Go ahead.
But go ahead.
I saw a video about that.
Sure.
A guy said that he thought, and I cannot think of his name because I'm always watching reels and shorts and all that kind of stuff about relationships. But he said that he thought the divorce rate was so high because we have this uncontested divorce sort of deal where if, you know, we're no longer getting together, and in Alabama, you don't have to prove any fault.
Right.
I forget. I guess it's no contest is what they call it. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that right now. But you don't have to have a reason. If they had a law where we had to stay together for better or for worse,
Like
10
a
years,
passport.
like a passport, a lot of folks will be like, "Hold on, one second. Let me,
You know
let me
something, I
really
think-
think if I want to get married."
They just ain't gonna be tracking.
Okay, right. Right.
But you think about if you had to stay with something, right?
Yeah,
You know, like your kids, you just don't dump them off. You can't because they're yours. You figure it out.
that's right.
Listen. Do not pay her any attention, okay? She seems. Listen, I know this one inside and out, okay? There's nothing coming between her and her baby. Period. Okay.
Nothing.
But seriously, because she loves that girl to death.
Yeah.
But I do believe, you know, even when I was married, right? When you get to a certain point in marriage, men and women, I think, want to see something. If you guys are just tuning into us right now, we're talking about this because some of you guys and ladies and gentlemen are going through this right now.
Yeah.
Right? And you're thinking, should I leave? Should I take them back? You know, should we stay together? What it should be? And so the reason why we're talking to you guys is why do they stay together? Or why do you take them back? We want you to think about what you got invested. I think it's a point we need for them to take on today. Is it worth, are you willing to put in the work in through the good, bad, and ugly and indifferent part of it? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to put that work in? Because I think when you're taking somebody back, it's going to be ugly as hell. It's going to be tough. Would you ladies not say that? To take something,
Because it still works.
yeah. If I'm coming back to
I
you,
agree.
there's an expectation
Yes.
I need to meet, and I think you should have. What would you say if I'm getting ready to come back to you,
Yeah.
Joy or Keith, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say for a man? What should we do as couples, right, to make sure that we're going to get to where we need to get to, instead of just saying let's get back together? Shouldn't it be
You
something?
gotta address the issues.
Okay.
So everybody put their cards out on the table, their expectations of what they want, what they need,
Yes.
and then they gotta discuss, hey, I can work on this or I can work on that. I'm gonna do this better and have a plan. And they need to do it.
Yes.
But that's so tough because when I'm talking to you, if I'm talking to you, now I got to change who I am because whatever I wasn't that person. Real talk, y'all. Do we have the temperament, the energy, the brain power at a certain age to love you so much and change and still be ourselves when you're trying to be something for somebody
It
else?
depends on the person. I think it depends on the person. If I recognize what I have in front of me is valuable to me, I'm gonna change. If I recognize that this isn't coming around too often, because I was listening to you two talk, and whether we make the adjustment for this person or the next one, we still have to do the work if we want a relationship. It's just a matter of when we want to do the work.
Very good point. We're about to get out of here, y'all. But I want to ask you this question, Keith. That's a very good point. When I come back and I ask you for, if I not ask you, say, Keith, can I come back, right? Or I want the girls back together.
Yeah.
Are you going to be putting in work with me, or are you going to sit back and wait for me to put in the work? Because I think a lot of times when whoever messed up, the other person kind of sits back like this here, right? And they don't put their work in with you, or they're waiting to see, are you going to do what you said you're going to do? And I don't think that works either. What do you think?
I totally agree with you. I don't know if you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to say, I think both people need to show effort.
I totally agree. Because it's unfair. Because my type of person that I am, I'm a collaborator. So for me, I want to join alongside. I want to address some of the things I'm doing. I want to address some of the things that you're doing, because inevitably, it's not on the side of one person. It's not, even if this, even if you say, I'm sick of your behavior and you caused this break, you caused whatever, it's not just on the guy. I kind of threw that out there about it just being, do guys always come back? But guess what? Sometimes when, we women, and not sometimes, if you're in a relationship, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by this guy, but I saw her across the street. Let me get back.
She's looking at men, y'all. You see her?
Well, that's better than her
Look at
looking
she's
at
fixing her
Lakers.
hair.
That's better than her looking at Lakers.
Wow.
Thank you, Joy. She gets me. So, oh Lord, okay. So I think they're young.
And he's coming her way.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
look
think they're
professional.
young.
It's
Yeah,
two
they're
of them.
professional.
One for men, one for you.
There you go. Come on, Joy, let's go.
But y'all, this has been a Keisha and Joe show. You guys, I don't mind taking them, but go ahead and do what you gotta go do.
No, I think they look young to me. But that's okay. But yeah,
Yo, man, y'all need to leave because y'all are distracting these women over here.
You see how he just rattled us out?
I sure did.
We're trying to stick
I
with
sure did. Yo, we doing a podcast over here. Seriously, right now live. She saw y'all coming and she stopped looking. And she's like, oh, who these guys are, bro?
So that's why
Yeah, I'm ratting them out.
Sure did. Yeah.
I'm ratting them out.
Look, 50 and fabulous, don't care. Won't stop, can't stop. And won't stop. But I will say this, just to say, it takes two. The problems are caused by two. It's not just one person. So please don't, even when I'm saying this, why does he always come back? Please understand that I do have this idea that there are two people who contributed to relationship problems. I'm not going to dare sit here and just say the guys. No, we are mature. So to answer your question, yes,
Okay.
I'm going to be willing. I want to be willing. And ladies, I hope you agree with this. We need to be willing to pick up the pieces and stand beside him if he's going to come back and honestly want to work on it. And you know what? Then let's take an internal temperature check and say, what can I do to make this better? What did I do to contribute to the demise of this? But you know what? You really should already know that. You already know. And let's hold hands. Let's go together. Let's move forward. It's going to be messy. But I'll go back and say this again as I close this point out. Whether you do it with this relationship or whether you do it with the next relationship, you're still going to have to do it, because marriage takes work. A serious relationship takes work. You don't get a pass on it. After you get past all the sex and all of the infatuation that occurs in relationships, you got to get down and do the work. And you just have to determine if that's what you want to do. And if you don't want to do it, stay on the porch. Don't go out and play in the marriage field. Stay on the porch.
I totally agree with you guys. Hey, man, we appreciate you guys so much for coming out, hanging out with us on the show. Joy, go ahead and tell them real quick where they can find your bus.
Find you and what
all
you're
the stuff
doing.
with your buses.
Yeah, go to the website, comedianjoy.com. You can see the food tours, and if you want to take a trip.
And what are you doing there, real quick? What are you doing your trips?
Oh, yes. I have the Eat, Drink, and Ride food tour. We have our brunch tour. We have the evening tours. Go to 5 local restaurants, and 4 hours have great bites, adult beverages. And I can't tell y'all whatever else happened. I have Joe on there, his shirt down. We're going to see that belly button real soon.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Did you see
Coming
how
up,
he got off of that real quick? All right, guys. We'll talk to you
coming
later.
up next week, we got the one and only Art Frank will be right here in the building, right here at the Filter Coffee Parlor, y'all. Keith, thank you so much for, of course, always Joy. I love you.
Oh, yeah. You still on that button that shirt. We're going to split the proceeds.
Okay, right.
Hey, y'all lock it into the Joe Locker Show. We'll be
Bye,
there this evening. You guys
Tammy,
have a great
bye,
evening. See
Tony,
you guys
bye,
this evening.
Darren, bye, Omar. Bye,
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow.